Hi guys! So today I want to show you how you can do this kind of effect, and it's relatively easy and it looks spectacular, right? Okay, so we need some geometry first, and for that example I used Tommy, and I just removed the closing and textures and then used a couple of bends just to pose them. But I don't want to waste too much time, so instead of that, let's use maybe big head today. Awesome, it's rather big. Let's bring back that Tommy, just for reference for the scale. Yeah. Can I move it? Nope. That's weird. Okay, remove Tommy. Add top network. Whoa. Maybe I should remove the shader. What is this? Wow, that was weird. Anyways, okay, let's add more points. What do we need? Gravity first. Let's add gravity force. And let's see how many points we have. A lot. And this is way too much. I don't like this. And the ground plane. So merge these guys together. Whoa. Alright. What is going on? Right over here, yeah. And change to mutual. And don't display. Okay. I don't want them to bounce. Or maybe just a little bit. Okay, we had something. Not much. But we need that awesome movement, right? So you might think that, hey, let's just emit pyro. And you're right, you're completely right. I can emit pyro from this guy, but do we really have to? The answer is nope. I would add new geometry, and this will be a box. And I will start emitting pyro from some object above this guy. A new .NET. Call him just pyro A. And then I will make this as an active one. So now I can use it. Where is it? Do you see pyro somewhere? I don't see pyro. There it is, pyro effects. Dry ice. Hello? Yep. Okay, awesome. So now we have dry ice falling down. Great. Let's adjust the size of that. We might need to have it bigger. By the way, if you hold shift, this will scale both sides. I want it to be a little bit below the ground because I will be using ground plane. You can, if you want to collide the bottom part, you can use closed boundaries, but I want to use ground plane because ground plane has temperature and I want to use this temperature. So now it's falling down and that's it. Looks good already, but I want to rise up when it hits the ground. That's why I sometimes use this temperature to set it to something. Let's use 1. Okay, it's rising a little bit better. Like the thing, this temperature, I have no idea what kind of scale it is. I don't think it's in actual degrees. This is some kind of scale. Anyway. Yeah, you can see that once it reaches the bottom, the temperature rises and it starts to go up. Okay, so I love it. So Pyro import, this is the node that was automatically created, and I will save this guy. Okie doke. What's the frame range? Yeah, frame range is good. Save the file. Okie doke, so now we can go back. Let's rename this maybe Pyro a source. And I don't know how to name this one yet. Actually, I will do object merge here. Drop and drag, click here, untick export relative references, accept, Control X. Control V here. I can plug it into the second input. So here, let's do advect, pop advect by volumes, and use that second context geometry, second input, and let's see what we have. Well, we definitely have something. The gravity, I believe, kills everything. Oh yeah, way better. Ooh, kind of spooky. I love it. So, looks good already. And I have a problem now that once it reaches the bottom, I mean, it still follows the fluid as it should, but I'd like to have some kind of circular movement here in the bottom. So instead of messing with Pyro, I can create another vector field. So here I can do circle. Quite big, something like this. Actually, just for reference, let's display this guy. And we need particles. Yeah, okay. So I'll move it right over here, make it smaller. So I want to start it, rotate somewhere like that, right over here. So make it polygon, open 180. And now I just have to rotate it. Now I can select this point and just move it right over here. What is it? Okay, I want to snap to the grid. This was not. That was a weird snap. Okay. So now I can do copy and transform. Copy a couple of times and just scale it up. Yeah, maybe even, no, that's good enough. And another copy and transform, just to rotate it. Whoa, what did I press this time? Okay. Let's do maybe 50 and do 360 divided by this guy. Copy parameter, paste relative references. Okay, maybe more. 80. Yep. Now resample and don't do anything except for create this tangent attribute. I will call it V, like velocity. Now if we display velocities, we cannot see them because they are probably aligned with the curves. So I usually just do add and do delete geometry to preview the points. Yeah, this is definitely right direction. So we can do VDB from polygons. I will do density and I cannot see anything. Oh, not polygons, sorry. VDB from points, particles. Yeah, then I'll change it to density and I will add that point attribute v. VDB name will be vel, or we'll see, is it vel? I think it's vel. So I can do another pop advect by volumes, copy this guy and do third context geometry and see what we have. Is it any different? It is a bit different because it's not going up as much. So maybe use update position. Oh yeah, it's starting to have this kind of shape. Maybe change this to update position as well. So then it strictly takes whatever comes from Pyro. Oh yeah, circulating. So now I can adjust the age. So the age would be about 100 frames. 100 frames, which is about 4 seconds, right? No, that's way too much. 3. Okay. I'm happy with it. So let's copy this guy again and let's call it popnet particles. Just the count to something like 10 times that. Change the display. Yeah, looks like that. Okay, even more particles. 25. And save that. Okie doke. We got particles and I'm happy. Maybe let's do color now. So we can get the color from velocity or age, and I will get it from age. C, just C will be fit. I will want to fit the age, and we know it's between 0 and attribute colorful life, and we want to be between 0 and 1. So now that it's between 0 and 1, we can do vector color is channel ramp color by age using .c. Okay, we have some gradient already, and that's awesome. And do edit parameter interfaces, change it to color, apply, accept. And let's use, what's two-tone? No, black body. Oh yeah, looks way better. Another thing we can do is actually just do color. And use ramp from attribute. However, we don't have attribute velocity. I want to use velocity. So we can say, I need a float, so I will just say velocity is the length of velocity vector. So now it's somewhere between 0 and 0. That's interesting. Did we export that? We definitely have. We don't have velocity. Oh yeah. Actually, there's one thing about update position right over here. With pop advect by volumes, when you update position, it doesn't update the velocity. So usually what I do is just do trail here and do compute velocity. I completely forgot about that. So now V should be, oh, and we have to use match by attribute ID because particles have unique ID. And do we have any? Yeah, we have velocities. Whew. Okay, so velocities maximum seems to be around 4. So maybe map it to 4, use that velocity, and change it to black body. Not V, velocity. Okay, awesome. Okay, what about the trails? So we don't need as many points, so that's good, but we will need that velocity as well. We will need that too for the color, so that guy as well. So trail. Make like 6 maybe. Then add and here change by attribute and do ID. So now we have something cool looking like this. Okay, so there it is. Looks awesome. Okay, so now I want to add one more thing. Like in the bottom, I'd like to have some kind of wave coming in. And the way I will do it is I will place a torus and change the radius to something like this. Do we need military emoji? No, we don't need it. But okay, anyways, whatever. Do a new .NET pyro B. I will change right over here just to make it the current active .NET. So now that I create, I will use explosion setup the tool for that. Awesome. So now it goes boom. Great. Except that it's way too big. Something like that. And also, okay, so this is 1.6, so here it will be 0.8. And right over here, I will actually close boundaries. And this is -y, right? I think it is. Yeah, I think it's -y. Okay. I can change the buoyancy direction to go the other way. So now it goes downwards. And I can add velocity here. I will do wrangle, point wrangle, and I will say just, hey, velocity is the vector of px0 and pz. So it looks something like this. So, okay. Probably need more velocity. Let's do 10 to make sure it's working. Oh yeah. Great. And right over here, when you have the fuel, it's animated, right? Remove all these keys. And I want to make it loop, for example. Whoops, let's change it to manual. Every 24 frames, maybe. And here I need 0. 24. So actually, like that. So 24, 48. So now we have continuously bursts once in a while. And that's awesome. This is what I wanted. Pyro import. This is our new Pyro import. We will save it. We will save it. Copy this path. Rename this to something. And now the same thing, pop object, pop network. Oh, but we need a source. Because I'm lazy, I will just use this torus again, which is just fine, why not? So, move the grid. First, object merge that. Torus to have it available over there. Come on. Control X. Go back right over here. Ray it onto the floor. Is this collision geometry? I think. Yeah. But do minimum distance, and it's not raying. Why is that? So once in a while you have a viewport bug or something. So what you do is just new view as scene view. You can close the last one and it's all here nice and flat, right? Just the viewport. It wasn't refreshing. I know why. Sometimes it's like that. Okay, so I'm happy with that. I will use that as our source and get that advection source as well, and do advect, pop advect by volumes. Use second geometry, and right over here I can animate the constant activation. So let's do 1 on second frame 0, and I did that every 24 frames. So here again, 1, next frame 0, and previous 23 0 as well. So I should be able to just copy that. Can I copy that to paste here? Oh yeah, that's way easier. Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V. Okay. Yeah. Or if you want to have exact movement, so you do update position, then you will run into the issue with the boundaries, right? So you can either add like a kill box or drag, but for now I'm good. Update fonts, it was good. Looked really good. So let's do 100. And copy that color. We don't need trail because it has velocity already, right? And by the way, when you have to recompute geometry and you're caching something out, right? Trail used as, it literally works this way, that it compares what's the difference between the previous frame and the last frame. So if you have something cached out, and it will want to check what's the previous frame of the first frame, it will error out, right? This is what I usually do, just time shift and do clamp to first. We'll get rid of that error. So now you can do a play blast. Okay, so that's it. That's basically it. It's exactly the same thing what I did. Although the colors are different, and I know for sure I spent much more time to customize the other thing. But just play with the values and settings, add some collision for the ground, some drag, and you can create a really amazing stuff. Okay, so if you liked it, remember, subscribe and hit that like. And also, I have a course on Vex, and it will be available only for the next couple of days. After that, the sale is closing. So if you guys want to learn more about Vex, the link will be in the description. Okay, thank you guys for watching, and see you soon.